So what I want us to do is to start becoming more conscious, start choosing things in a better way for ourselves, and start creating a life that's going to gear us to really take advantage of the opportunities that are going to show up for us in the years to come.
This podcast is brought to you by The Integrated Human. We work up, down, inside out to plug yourself into your potential. If you want to see what we are up to and what's next, sign up to our newsletter or follow us on social media. If you like what we are doing, we really appreciate it if you can like or post on social media and YouTube and help us grow.
All right. Welcome to the Big and Small podcast. I'm Jason Shields and I'm big.
I'm Marit Gabrielsen and I'm the tiny one. I'm big.
Yeah, I'm big.
Yeah, but with the body movement, I'm big.
Yeah, exactly. Well, last time I was like, I'm big because I'm overweight and I haven't been able to work out. Yes, I have worked out, by the way.
The confidence is back.
Yes, exactly.
I'm big.
I'm big. Yep. Well, welcome back and let's get in the hot seat and on the road.
Jason has promised that he will speak quickly today.
Yes, very efficiently.
So if you listen to podcast on double speed like I do, maybe not necessary today.
No, not at all.
Maybe not.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
So,
go.
awakening.
Yes.
Done.
Yeah,
wake up. So I'm writing a book for the integrated human to map out all of the different phases of awakening and the structure of consciousness. Super exciting work.
Mm-hmm.
I love every minute of it. It's a struggle. It's heaven and hell. It's breakthroughs. It's feeling like I'm bleeding on the street. You know, we're
one day you come in going, hallelujah, and the next day you go, fuck.
Yeah, so much. It's so big, you know, to try to download all of this in a way that people can reproducibly understand it over time.
It's a process and a system. Sorry, it's not just a process, but it's a process within a system.
It is.
So you actually have a roadmap of where you are and what's happening. So I often feel in my process that I often ask you, so where am I?
Yeah.
And you go, you're there. I'm like, so now Jason is actually mapping it out so that you can also find it.
And if you're a coach and you're working with people, you're going to be able to understand and diagnose where they are on that list or system in the hierarchy of consciousness and where they're working. So it's easier for you to address that actual issue and to free them up so that they can move freely through the flow funnel, which is the structure of consciousness, so that they can most easily find their flow state. And that's the thing. The more time you spend in a flow state, which is a peak state, the faster you get back to it when you get knocked out, the better your results in your life. So there's a lot of neuroscience that backs up the process of getting out of what's called your default mode network. You have a pattern of automatic behavior. I know everybody who's listened to the podcast before knows about this. We talk about that when you have been driving your car and then you suddenly kind of wake up out of a daydream and go, oh my God, I've been driving for 2 hours. Who's been driving the car? You know, but you've been slowing down and speeding up and adjusting to stoplights and all that because you have a part of your brain, thank God, that takes a lot of these behaviors that you have and makes them automatic so that your prefrontal cortex, your abstract mind, your higher thinking mind can work on other things. The problem is that when it's working against you and it's programming your default mode network to sabotage you or to create issues for you or conflicts, that's a problem.
It's trying to save you.
Always trying to
save you, but it's not always. It's trying to save you in the best way possible.
Exactly.
It's trying to make you survive.
Exactly. And it's also working on the premise that you have put in there, that has been programmed in there from your childhood.
Yeah.
So awakening, the first stage of awakening, which is what, for example, transcendental meditation can give you and a lot of other meditation techniques, is that moment of pure awareness, that moment of pure consciousness. It's when you suddenly are the space between the thoughts. You're suddenly the space between the words.
I will.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's that peace that comes from inside, right? And from that space, not only is it restorative, but it's also an ability for you to look out, because when that is you, you have no qualities. You're basically this pause. That in that moment is your ability to witness, look at, experience, evaluate the things that are going on around you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back to the two most holy questions. The most powerful spiritual technique after awakening is first the question, what? And after that is, why? So you have to ask yourself what something is. And even if you don't get the question, the moment of receptivity allows you to engage with that thing in a pure form, in a connected way, which allows you then to figure out where and how it's going to work in your life.
Mm.
People believe very powerfully that they're living a life in a timeline, which is completely incorrect. Physics, my friends, has actually proven now with mathematics and experimentation.
You sent a YouTube film yesterday.
Exactly. That there is no space and time. It's all present at once. And then we create this narrative that is our life, which I know I just said something that, a third of you are going to go, oh, fuck this. I can't listen to this stuff. This is woo woo. No. This is hardcore CERN physics. Okay. We now know that these mystical experiences that people have been talking about, that is actually the case. Physics based, mathematically, we finally caught up to it. So it's not like, oh, mystical or scientific. No, my friends.
It's the same.
It's the same. It has always been the same. And one must adjust after the other. And people say, oh, this mystic stuff, if you, I'm a scientist because if, you destroyed humanity and we grow back up again, and then you start doing experimentations, the science would still be the same in the next revolution, but maybe the way people perceive things would be different. No, not at all. The deep perceptions, the things that are unified are the same.
Yeah, but it's a reason why Marcus Aurelius is just as current now as it was then.
Exactly. That's
the same thing.
The same
you use
thing.
the same shamanistic methods now as you did 4,000 years ago.
Exactly. Because it's based on our nervous system.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, right? So we take the woo-woo out of it to give you the neurological, scientific based evolution that you can then walk through in the flow states, for example. We help you gain those tools so that you can actually have pure consciousness. You can become awake so that you then can work and move forward. People meditate their whole lives without that, right? That awakening is the first step. It's kind of like you're buying a ticket, but then you have to get on the train. And that train takes you first through the what's, and over time, it'll take you through the whys.
Not always comfortable questions.
They're not. Absolutely not.
Well, I would say I'm going to rephrase it. I think I love these questions now. Didn't before.
Yeah.
Especially I usually kind of, if I get to a state, kind of, I know where we're going. If I'm in my thing and I get asked, I will get pissy. But if I know where you're doing it, then I'm very open for it.
Yeah.
Because then I'm curious.
Yeah.
While if I'm working, I'm in a process of saying I'm in the reception here, I'm working on emails or working on newsletters or whatever there is, and then I get questions, then it's more shut up, I'm working, don't criticize.
Yeah.
But if I'm kind of, oh, this is what we're doing, then I'm very curious, and then it's so. Just to have that frame on it for me often helps in that process, which a flow state is one of the biggest frames because you're doing it for 3 days.
Yeah.
And then you get curious of why you're choosing it.
Yeah.
Like, or what it is. And in flow states, for instance, or in the webinars we have, or in conversations we have, you usually kind of bring up questions. Why? What is that?
Yeah.
And why do you do that?
Exactly.
and to have a curious mindset around it. Just so say jiu-jitsu before for me, which is a martial arts before. So it's martial arts, and I did it because I needed it almost.
Yeah.
It was a way of self-expression. It's a way of escape, but it was also a way of escapism. It was a way of testing the process. It became a way of testing the process. It became a way to stay fit. But actually started as an escapism.
Yeah.
That's what it started as.
Yeah.
And then it developed the more we did it. While now it's a way to keep in shape, be agile in my body, and have a place where I can. It's very few activities, even with strength lifting, which I also love. You don't get sweaty the same way.
No.
But in jiu-jitsu, you get folded, and every muscle fiber has been activated in a jiu-jitsu training.
Yeah.
So now I do it for that experience.
Well, we call them battle yogis,
in our group we call it battle yogis.
Yeah.
But that's why.
Yeah.
So why do you work out? And to actually be honest with it, to say that I want to look good, for instance, gives a totally different way of freedom than saying what you should say, oh, I want to be healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe being healthy is what you want to work towards.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when you're 60, then maybe the six-pack isn't important anymore. You should do it for health.
Yes.
But to be honest with why you're actually doing the things you're doing.
Yeah.
Why do you keep going to that? So what? Job.
Yeah.
Why do you keep going to that job?
Yeah. And why do you want to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
People say, hey, what do you want?
Money.
Okay, here's a buck. Get the fuck out. Yeah, it's like, no. Why would you want that? What
freedom?
And
freedom.
What is money? What is it a dollar?
No.
No.
I want freedom.
Exactly. You actually want freedom. You actually want.
For me, at least.
Yeah.
But it's not freedom on the inside. It's actually freedom to buy the bottle of wine I want.
Yeah.
For instance, or buy that ticket, or if I get a parking ticket,
Exactly.
it's okay.
Exactly.
It doesn't affect what I eat the next day.
Right. And I think that's so important, because you would then ask yourself, what is enough money? And then why do you want it? And what does that mean? So in Integrated Human, we say name it, frame it, and integrate it. That's right. You name, frame, and integrate. That is the primal structure of manifestation. Because if you, for example, would like to have enough money to have a car that, okay, are you going to switch out a Lamborghini for a Ferrari, for a Mercedes, for a
Toyota.
Triumph, for a Toyota, right? You're up at a certain level of car that it doesn't really matter which one of them. It's just like a matter of taste or whatever you want, right? You know, some people have a certain car, like I want an M5. That's what I want, and I don't want anything else. That's my car.
I want a Mustang.
You want a Mustang?
I want a
exactly.
Mustang.
That's it.
And I know why.
Yeah.
I've been hypnotized with Princess Diaries. I've been hypnotized with Sex in the City.
Yep.
I've not been hypnotized. We had a big discussion if it was supernatural, but it's not that. But it's Sex in the City, and it's I can't remember the actor's name, but in Princess Diaries, she has a Mustang, and it's a horse.
It's a horse. You open the door, and there's a
horse on the floor.
There's a light that shines a horse.
And then you can say,
but
then you can have a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I never wanted Ferrari.
Never wanted Ferrari.
Because I watched Princess Diaries so many times. Exactly. I want a Mustang.
Yeah.
And I know it's ridiculous.
No.
Well, it's ridiculous. Because I don't want if you're in Norway now, you see a lot of the electrical Mustangs.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
No.
I want a muscle car.
You want the muscle car.
And if you live in Norway,
yeah,
and you see where I'm building a house, the muscle car is the least thing you need. You need a truck.
You need a truck.
You don't need a muscle car. I want a Mustang. Yes. And of course, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh
Shelby,
yeah.
Of course.
Don't forget that. Gone in 60 Seconds. That's
with
important.
The Shelby with Angelina Jolie. Vin Diesel? No. Michael, what's his name?
Yeah, he died,
No, Vin Diesel did not die.
No, his friend did.
Well, I don't know.
I think the main character
No, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, is he in that movie?
He's Gone in 60 Seconds. He's the one that drives to Shelby.
Simon is going to be so disappointed in me right now. That's our movie buff.
Yeah, the movie buff. No. Shelby, it's Nicolas Cage is playing against Angelina Jolie. It's a gray Shelby. She's called Eleanor.
Ooh.
is the last car
Wow.
on the list.
Oh, wow.
And she looked hammered when he gets it into the boat.
Oh, Lord.
So but again, I know why I want it.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but for me, and I'm kind of I'm gonna do it if I can,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna put my house under loan to get that car.
No.
Because I know exactly why I want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And
it's not status.
Yeah.
It's not to show everyone else. It's not because then
you want that car.
I want that car.
Yeah, exactly.
If I did it for status, I would get a red Ferrari.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But because of those 3 movies,
yeah.
I'm a but again, what and why? What is it?
Why?
A car? Why do you want it? Nicolas Cage.
Exactly.
Angelina Jolie.
And you're integrating that desire in your life, realizing that it has to then fit some of your priorities.
Yes.
Because you want to have a stable life, not just a car.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd rather have a house than a car.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'd rather be able to travel and explore things than have a nice car.
Exactly. So, and see, exactly, that's part of the integration process. But if you don't first name it, and you don't frame it, and you don't integrate it, you may get things out of priority. You may sacrifice things that are more important for you, but you just never thought about it.
Why you buy a designer bag when you can't afford a dinner?
When you can't afford dinner. Yeah, it's like there's so many of these things that aren't integrated because we're hypnotized by media. We're hypnotized by society. We're hypnotized by our childhood.
And we don't know why we want that Mustang.
Yeah.
Or why we want that purse.
Most people don't. Why do guys in their 40s and 50s buy themselves a Harley Davidson?
Or Indian.
Or
Jason?
an Indian. That's what I did, right? I'm
like,
I got to figure out what that thing is. And you kept telling me, Jason.
It's the most ridiculous thing you can do.
Motorcycles are the most impractical. They're crap. It's cold. It's dangerous. It's more responsibility. It's yet another insurance payment. You can injure yourself.
For new listeners, I of course had a motorcycle and have had for 10 years.
Yeah.
I sold mine this year.
She actually helped me learn how to drive the motorcycle. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
But she helped me fulfill one of my dreams, which was to learn how to ride a motorcycle. I crashed a motorcycle when I was young.
He didn't inform me about that part when you told me. So
yeah, exactly.
that's a podcast we've had already.
Yes, exactly. Go back and listen. It's fun. But the point is that if you have to name, frame, and integrate, then you can manifest. Because if it's not integrated, you will constantly end up with conflicts between the frames that you're setting in your life, and it will sabotage you. So, for example, you really want that purse. So you finally buy that purse for $15,000 or whatever. They
are so ridiculous. Expensive.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous.
A Birkin. Birkin it's like it's an investment item.
Oh my God.
How can a Birkin?
It's a purse.
Thank you.
Right.
How can it be an investment item? I do not understand.
Because people are buying digital pictures and thinking they're worth millions and millions and millions.
I'd rather have a Mustang.
We are in some kind of bizarre bubble, and I think when people wake up, they're going to be pissed.
They should be.
So, there's never been more Ponzi schemes, and we'll get back to that later. But anyway, so if you don't know why you want the purse, and you don't know how that integrates into your life, then even when you're trying to get a hold of the purse, the fact that you're sacrificing so much for the purse may ruin the things you need in order to be stable enough to get the purse.
Mm-hmm.
So, my friends, it's really important to work through that. So the first thing is the awakening. And it's not some mystical thing. It's about being able to actually get clear. And you have to have a method to get clear consistently.
Once is not enough.
Yeah, once is not enough. There's a great tale from Buddhism where the student comes to the master and is like, I finally got it. I finally understand the truth. I finally understood the truth, master. And the guy said, did you eat porridge today? And the guy's like, yeah. Go wash your bowl. And what that meant was you went through the day, you got your porridge and ate it. Clean the bowl, clear yourself out, because the process of awakening happens now and now and now and now and it never ends. It's not like you do that thing once. You have to get clear, name it, frame it, integrate it. Get clear, name it, frame it, integrate it. Get clear, name it, frame it, integrate it. That is the way you consistently create results in your life. So,
and then you would say that we use the full funnel to identify where we have issues with the identifications.
yes,
Or yeah,
you basically use the flow funnel to figure out where you're getting caught. Because let's say that
because all of this is connected, because it's a system now.
This is a whole system, friends. This is a whole system. So let's say that you want to be world champion, but you're super shy, right? And you don't want people to know your name. You don't want any attention. So you're getting closer to the finals, and more people are watching the match because of the finals. The question is, do you sabotage yourself so you can get out of the uncomfortable situation because people are looking at you?
Yes, you would. 100%.
We actually have a guy who did that.
We have proofs.
We have proof, exactly. So the frame of not wanting people to give you attention and not wanting to be known, in his case, created a conflict for his goal. So we had to figure out what that frame was. We had to name it, and we had to reframe that, and then we had to reintegrate that. But where was that? Was that in his personal philosophy? Was it a trauma? Is it an emotional state that he had that created a trauma? Did it have something to do with the way he saw himself, the roles that he was taking on, that he didn't want to step into the light? I remember at one point, I asked him what his goal was, and that was to be a great training partner for another one of the guys who wanted to be world champion.
And it's hard to become a world champion.
Then it's very hard to become, and you also don't want to be in the spotlight because then you're in front of who?
Yeah, your friend.
The guy, your friend who you're loyal to, who you want to get what he wants, which is to be a world champion. So where was it? Where was the major friction or contradiction in that system? You must have a way of mapping that. And that's what the flow funnel gives us. Where are you getting stuck? Because flow is natural. Flow is absolutely 100% engineered in who you are if you're not all fucked up, if things are not in the way all the time. So if you can make sure that there's just a little bit of a clearing all the way down from where you're aware in your body and what you're doing, you will get flow. And that's why so many people get the flow state when they're doing things that they are very good at. Because in order to get very good at something, you have to rearrange your frames so that you have alignment. That alignment may not be very big, but it's alignment. So when they're in that zone and they're doing their thing that they're good at, there's alignment enough for them to actually get a little bit of trickle of flow. So they feel like, oh, flow. But then as soon as you take them out of the situation, flow fails. Because the other frames start getting in the way of their role, So when you realize that it's not that, oh, you're good at jiu-jitsu and then you have a flow on the mat, you can take that and you can reorganize the flow funnel so that you can have flow all the time. You can have that state, that great state, as much as you want, but it has to be engineered consciously. And that's the issue. We're not conscious of many of the things that we're doing all the time, because first you have to have the awakening. You have to have the ticket to get on the bus. And that's what we give people at the flow state.
It's much easier to do that with people.
Yeah.
Or first to have a guide. Mm-hmm. You don't know if you're in Rome and you don't have a guide. It's old buildings. But like totally. I would love to go to Rome. I've been to Rome once,
love Rome.
But I didn't have a guide. So it's just, I'm like, this means something, but it's old buildings to me.
Yeah.
So kind of, you sit to meditate, like you can just sit there, but it's so much easier to have a guide with you.
Yeah.
That actually knows where you're going. He can tell you that this is where you are and this is what we're doing. And you kind of, you can relax because you're on a tour bus with people.
Exactly.
In a way.
And in the beginning, it's very useful.
It's very, very useful. Yeah. And when you've done it a couple of times, you just want to sit there because it's just nice to sit with people.
Exactly.
And you can kind of, that's what you're doing right then. Instead of it's very often difficult to find the time to do it.
Exactly.
And I would say a couple of things around it. And one is that right now we're coming back from vacation, and it's a you kind of have two starts of the year. You have New Year's, and then you have after some summer break. But the first question is, how long does it take you to fall into your old patterns? When was the vacation not enough?
Exactly.
Vacation for me when I've had vacations the last years, there's not been many of them, but when I've been traveling or had vacation, when I had vacation in February, after 5 days, I was looking forward to come back to work.
Yeah.
Vacation for me, because I love what I do, it's consciously chosen. It's in the part of the process we've been doing. Going back to work after vacation is something I want to. I need vacation from work, so I get to miss work.
Yes.
Not because I need vacation from it.
No.
But it's healthy to miss it.
Yeah.
Because then you rediscover why you love it.
Yeah, you rediscover the frames.
You rediscover why do you enjoy waking up before 6 o'clock every morning?
Yeah.
Why is that? And if you don't get a break from it every once in a while, you forget that you enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
So if you're coming back now and you're coming back to work and you're, I need to go back to work. I hear that so many times in the clinic.
Yeah.
Why do you keep going back to work that you hate? You need to you should look at that.
Yeah.
That is an amazing option to do at the Fostate this time, because you get, and many people are afraid to go. I have two things. They're not, no one is actually womaning, manning up to say, I'm fucking scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared of what that is.
Yeah.
I would respect that so much you don't even know. Like, if you someone dare to say that, but there's always camouflaged with, I don't have the time, or maybe not now, or it's not a good, like, but at the same time, they keep telling me that they hate their job, or they're feeling lack of energy, and they don't know how to have any direction. And I give them, I promise you, after 3 days, I may not have solved your life. We may not have done that, but we for sure have given you some sort of clarity. This will change your life for the better. And then, I don't have the time right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It costs too much. It's 4,500 crowns, people. A dinner in Bergen is more expensive than a weekend full like this.
Yeah.
Own up. Name it. You're scared.
Yeah, exactly. And then frame it. You're not going to let it stop you. And then integrate it and get moving.
Because there is not, you don't have time.
Yeah.
This will not change.
Yeah.
The situation you have with getting a sick leave before every vacation, or hating going back to work, or constantly finding out that you're getting the same pattern with your boyfriend or husband or wife,
or everywhere you are,
there's an asshole.
You have to change environments constantly.
That you constantly need to rebuild companies, because every time after 2 or 3 years, there's something up.
Yeah.
So you change jobs again. It's not the job.
No, it's not.
It's not the job. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So to actually take that time, if not, you're going to do the same the next 3 years.
That's it.
And then the next 3 years, and you're going to end up bitter.
Because we have these cycles, and a lot of people call it karma, or they call it, that's just what I do, or that's just who I am. Exactly.
I don't do that.
I don't do that, or I do that. That's just what it is, or I won't accept that. Okay, great. But remember to ask what it is and why. Like what is actually going on? Because if it's something that's happening over and over, there's got to be a pattern. And since you're the one that's always there, probably it's there because you're there, and because it's your pattern,
and this process changes those patterns. So we have, for instance, two lovely ladies, strong ass ladies. I love them. They're very different. They're different in age. They're different in backgrounds. Their life looks completely different, but both are attending Fostate.
Yeah.
And done it for some years. one of them have always sent me before an event, said that she would prefer not to have her picture taken, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
I write that in the email before. If you don't
Yeah.
like to have a picture taken, please send me a message.
Yeah.
I will then place you somewhere in the room so you will not be in the frame.
Yes.
So that's not a problem.
Yeah.
So we accommodate to that.
Yes.
It's your, I won't say issue. It's your boundary. It's your frame. It's not mine.
Your frame, yeah.
So we had an event a month ago where Siv, your wife, which also works with us, she and you is the one that has are the presenters at our flow states. She is doing tension trauma releasing exercises, and they're building the company around it. The technique is given to them by the founder, Dr. David Bruselli. But of course, to sell something, you need pictures and video.
Yeah.
So for people that we have been working with and that know this technique and are familiar with it and feel strong in it, we invited them for a free session, a free day.
Yeah.
Based off with workshop. It's a top day. And I right away got a lot of signups, not a problem. And then these two sent me a message. One of them sent couple because she wanted to, but really kind of afraid to, because it was going to be filmed. I just wanted kind of to know what the arrangement was and when she needed to tell me when that she could attend. But then two of them almost at the same time sent me a message saying, one of them said, I'm going to face my fear. It's time to step up. I'm so facing my fear. Sign me up.
That's so cool.
And the other one sent, I'm not going to let the elf win. And if you are with us a lot, you know that elf stands for evil little fucker. It's the voice in your head. And she said, I'm not going to let the elf win.
That's power.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
That's strength. That's first acknowledging that you're fucking scared.
Yeah.
You're scared for what people will think. You're scared of people, what it will look like.
Yeah.
You're afraid of that you're going to see yourself from the outside.
Yeah.
Many are actually scared I believe, to see how gorgeous they are.
Yeah, that's actually how beautiful they are. Yeah.
Because we shame ourselves so much.
Yeah.
So to actually have a professional photographers, because we only have professional photographers at our events.
Yeah. Yeah.
To actually see how stunning you are.
Yeah.
That's a big fear for people.
Big fear. Yeah.
You're not afraid that you're gonna look ugly. You're afraid that you're gonna go look stunning, so that the evil things you tell yourself is actually not true.
Yeah, that's true.
But they stood up and they faced their fear. Yeah. They named it and framed it, and then they did something.
Yeah, they integrated it through action.
And that is what we are offering.
Exactly. You know, this is the common thing. We see people who are getting raises. We see people who are getting better relationships and finding their significant others. We see people who are getting their dream houses. We see people who are leveling their lives up in every possible way, because these events are not about us. It's not about me. I start saying, I'm not a guru. I don't have the truth. I'm offering you an opportunity to look and work with yourself. So this time in September, we are going to be focusing on the roles that you choose in your life. If you want to have a superpower life, then you have to choose that life, because doing other people's stuff always leads to burnout, sickness, and the nocebo effect, which is the opposite of the placebo effect.
A lot of people pleasing out there.
A lot of people pleasing.
A lot of people pleasing.
Being fake and trying to smile when you don't want to smile, and trying to look happy to be there when you're actually not happy to be there, because you haven't consciously chosen it. You can only have 3 roles where you max yourself out. Everything else, you probably have 50 roles you play in a day. All the other ones come basically on the 80-20 rule, which is you do the 20% of stuff that gets you the 80% of the results, and the other 20% you just, it's going to happen how it happens, right? But if you've chosen those roles, you can become excellent in them. You cannot become excellent in something that you did not choose.
Exactly.
That's the point. And
yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry, but that's my point. So a lot of people are wondering that maybe they're on the brink of, hey, should I continue with the job that I have? Hey, should I continue in the relationship that I have? Hey,
how do I get a relationship?
How do I get a relationship? Yeah. What is it about my internal structure or the things that I've chosen? So, for example, if your role is to be the best training partner for the guy you want to be world champion, then most likely you're not going to be a world champion. Unless that's also your other role. I'm also going to be a world champion, but that's 2 roles already.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, you need to evaluate these things if you want maximal results in your life. So it has nothing to do with us telling you what you want. It's all about giving you the opportunity for you to discover. Exactly.
It's a redesigning. You redesign yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not choosing the paint of your living room. No. You're choosing it.
Yeah. And we're not even telling you where your living room is going to be.
No, that's up to you.
You got to choose it.
Yeah. And I would say if you are in the phase where you don't know what your roles are and how you play them, perfect. You should come.
Yeah.
If you know what they are, I'm telling you, you may not live them.
Yeah.
Because what you think they are, because I've been doing this for a long time, and we had a meditation around this like half a year ago. And I knew 2, but I had been insecure about my 3rd. And my 3rd, it shocked me when I discovered what it was. It was really interesting. It was not what I imagined it would be. So you may think you know what they are, say wife, mother, friend. And then the 3rd, if you have, this is going to sound really rude. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to provoke people. Limited roles, wife. Limited roles, friend. Limited roles, mother, mom. Then we're actually going to help you discover how big that role can be. Because many are actually trapped in the role of mom. You see that a lot. But what if you could actually blow that role up to supercharge your kids and your life and your relationships around it?
Absolutely.
Because they're really putting too small frames on the role as, for instance, mom.
Exactly. And augmentation. Have you heard that word, augmentation?
Yeah, but it's big.
Yeah. Augmentation basically is how do you make each one of those roles cooperate to make each one better and bigger?
You're not fighting 3 battles at once, but all of them compartmentalized towards one goal and the mission while you're here.
Exactly. So you're gonna learn how to do that, and we're gonna help you connect those things so that they're powered up.
And if you don't believe us, you need to listen to Miley Cyrus, because she told me that the other day. You put here for a reason.
Yep.
And you have a purpose.
Shazam.
So I'm just saying. Even she says it, so sign up. No, but it's going to be a very good weekend, and we still have some tickets left. And this is the time will not come back. Like how many times are you going to do this thing? And from my experience, because I escaped for many years, did escapism, changed jobs, changed hobbies, and it comes right back at you every time. And if you're feeling like this is not the time, that is usually the time in my experience.
I agree.
When I have a very strong, I don't wanna. Maybe I should.
That's when the best workouts happen.
Exactly, and that's usually just the old patterns fighting to stay alive, and we're not offering that. We're offering to change the patterns you have.
Yeah, to help upgrade yourself.
Like you started the podcast with, your subconscious mind will do everything it can to survive, to save you, but that is usually being stuck in the old.
Yeah.
Doesn't like change, even if change is better.
Yeah.
So, hope to see you there.
See you there.
I'm gonna drop the link in the our dear editor will drop the link to the event in the caption.
Love you, Benice.
Love you, Benice. Thank you.
Thank you
for surviving all of our podcasts.
Yep.
And for you that listening, thank you for surviving this plus half an hour plus. Yes.
So remember, you matter. Unless you multiply yourself by the speed of light squared, then you're energy. If you can't be energy, matter.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. We hope you felt we added something to your day and hopefully your life. If you want to learn more, subscribe to our newsletter and find us at integrated-human.com. That is integrated-human.com. Integrated Human on YouTube and other social media platforms. Have a great day, and thank you again for listening. Love, light, and upgrade from us at the Integrated Human team.